Let us distinguish between conventional lease and Ijarah. The first distinction is as to the religious requirement. Conventional lease does not follow any religious rulings. It is based on the finance and banking law of the country. Whereas in Ijarah, as all Islamic financing products, it is based on the rulings of the Sharia law or the Islamic law. The second distinction is as to the signing of the lease contract. In conventional lease agreement can be signed by the lessee and lessor even before the asset has been acquired by the lessor. Whereas in Ijarah, lease agreement can only be signed by the two parties after the Ijarah asset has come into existence, is owned by the lessor, and is in physical or constructive possession of the lessor. The third distinction is as to the types of contracts. In conventional lease, there are two types of contracts: financial lease and operational lease or operating lease. Both these contracts contain conditions that contravene with the Islamic Sharia law, especially interest. Whereas the ijara can also be of two main types, as mentioned, and both are designed to ensure they do not contain any condition that is against the Sharia law. The fourth distinction is as to the purpose of the lease asset. In conventional lease, the lease asset for financial lease is automatically transferred to the ownership of the customer upon completion of the lease period. Whereas in Ijarah, there is no such automatic transfer of ownership. There is a separate sale agreement, and such agreement needs to be executed between the lessor and lessee to finalize the purchase of the asset by the lessee. The fifth distinction is as to the rights and liabilities of the lessor and the lessee. In conventional lease, the client is responsible for all kinds of loss or damage to the lease asset, irrespective of the circumstances or subject to the laws of the country. Whereas in Ijarah, the lessee only bears usage-related risks and due to negligence or mismanagement. The sixth distinction is as to rental payments. In conventional lease, rental payment is based on applicable interest rate and principal amount invested in the asset and the lease period. Whereas in Ijarah, the rental payment is agreed or it is based on agreed rental payment, also based on the amount invested in the asset, the rental value of the asset, and the profit margin of the bank. The seventh distinction is as to the insurance premium. In conventional lease, insurance expense is independent of the lease contract and is directly borne by the lessee or added to the rentals paid by the lessee. Whereas in Ijarah, Sharia rulings require lessor of the Ijarah contract to be responsible for the insurance premium as the owner. And the eighth distinction is as to the late payment penalty. In conventional lease, penalty interest charged by calculating original payment and the default interest on the due amount, and an additional penalty could be applied. whereas in Ijarah, fixed amount could be charged as penalty, but the bank cannot benefit from it, and it is given away to a charitable fund, often managed by the bank.